saw Bri, we were at work, and my boss at the time had introduced me to her, and I thought, wow, she seems so nice, and she looks so pretty. She seems like the type of person I would want to get to know. For me, every time I would come back into work from break or lunch, I would always find nice little notes hidden inside of my work notebook.
Matt would always come into work laughing with crazy stories, and every time he laughed, he has, our friend Nick calls it the Count Chocula laugh. So every time he would laugh like that, we would imitate it, and he got mad that we were imitating his laugh, so he tried to ban laughing one whole day at work and failed at banning laughing because he broke his own ban at least 10 times before we stopped counting and declared laughter banning illegal or something like that.
That is a true story.
One day I'd been driving home from work and there was a really weird plane flying outside. It was nighttime, so I called him to run outside and look at the plane, and he didn't catch it. So like 2 days later,
I was waiting for her to come home, and then she didn't really call me like she usually does, and then because she was working late for work, and then she ended up calling a little bit later, and I asked her what she wanted, and she said steak and shake. So I said, oh, you want steak? And she's like, no, if I want steak and shake, I obviously want chili. And I was like, oh, okay. Because I actually had a reservation planned already for a steak restaurant for after she got home.
We're inside and we're getting ready to like go eat dinner or go out, and he looks in the backyard because we had just taken the dogs out, and he's like, oh, is that plane that you saw? And so I go out into the backyard, and instead of like a plane in the sky, there's a bunch of like Christmas lights on the fence.
Well, she was at work that day, and I knew that she was supposed to get off of work, and during my lunch break, I went and strung up the lights on the wall.
Internally, I'm thinking, no, that's clearly Christmas lights on a fence. But then while I'm thinking that, I realized that it spelled out, will you marry me? And so then once I realized it, I turned and he was kneeling in our backyard with the ring, and then he said, will you marry me? Without laughing. And I said yes without laughing. Or I think actually what I said was, you want to marry me? And then he probably laughed and said yes, and then I probably laughed and said yes.
I asked her, and she did say, you want to marry me? And I said yes. And I was very nervous. But yeah, now we're here.